Welcome back, everybody. Should be live. It's ideal. Let me just make sure the stream is indeed going here. I started a little later than I intended, which, you know, I'm sure that's not at all a surprise. So, last stream we had a little bit of a technical issue at the end, and it looks like it fucked it up a little bit. But, god damn it, that's annoying. But luckily we didn't lose too much. Just make sure. I'm sure that's not at all. Okay. There we go. Looks like that's going. And the only two things to do are these. Why didn't this auto put it there? That would make that a lot fucking easier. Okay. Chat's pulled up. So yeah, I don't know if it was the Wi-Fi went out or something, but the stream stopped last time when we were at the Antuka wreck, which is not ideal. Let me see here. I don't think we can really go back. Can we? Yeah. Because we did that one. Yeah, so we finished that one, and it looks like I believe I'm actually started on the next mission. We went looking for Blackbeard. We found what's his name? Oh my goodness, how am I forgetting his name? Looks like we got a few things. We'll look at those in a second. I'm trying to think of his name. Benjamin Hornigold. We found his ship damaged, being repaired. Evidently Blackbeard shot up a man of war and is going crazy, so we were going to go investigate him, and that's about when I realized it wasn't going. So it looks like it started us in that mission after that cutscene, which is incredibly sad that we missed that. I hate when I miss a cutscene. If I'm going to miss anything, I want it to be side stuff that doesn't matter. That sucks that that's what happened. I'm just gonna have to be a lot more careful about watching this. And we didn't lose it for terribly long, which is just terrible, because all I did was I finished the Antuka shipwreck and went right there. So that sucks. That sucks. Let's see what else we found. Yeah, we found shipwrecks. The West Indies region is often beset by hurricanes and tropical storms. Combined with the shallow waters to be found there, the result is a high incidence of shipwrecks. Especially during the Age of Sail, vessels of all sizes were frequently tossed onto rocky shores. Their stranded crews often perished before they could be rescued. Note, the most famous shipwreck here was when 10 treasure-laden Spanish ships got blown onto the coast of Florida in 1715. I believe that's the one where we got our ship in it, which is pretty cool. All and sundry came from all over the region to see if they could pick up some pieces of eight in the sand. Many of those people went on to try their hand at piracy, RL. Which makes sense that we were involved in that in a way. Let's see. We also saw the Benjamin. Yeah, this was Hornigold's ship. That sucks that we skipped right over that cutscene, that means. Damn it. I don't think I can go back. Which sucks. We did run into some jellyfish last time. Also called a medusa, the jellyfish isn't technically a fish. It is a free-swimming non-vertebrate found in every sea across the world. Jellyfish consist of a gelatinous bell with trailing tentacles capable of stinging prey. Jellyfish stings are in most cases harmless to humans, but some can be extremely serious, even lethal. Note, from in most cases harmless to can be lethal, that's comforting jam. Yeah, don't mess with jellyfish. And we got manta rays. Manta rays are sick. I love manta rays. Although related to sharks, manta rays are harmless. They can be quite large, up to 30 feet, 9 meters wide, and feed on small fish and plankton, funneling food into their mouth using cephalic flaps extended from the eyes. They are capable of leaping into the air and are found the world over. And they get, like I know it says there, up to 30 feet wide. They're gigantic. So, then we got the moray eel. Living in rocky shorelines and coral reefs throughout the Bahamas, Caribbean Sea and Florida Keys. Extending southward to the coast of Brazil, the moray eel hides in rocky crevices by day and forages for food by night. The greenish hue of the body is due to a layer of mucus that protects the eel from parasites. Moray eels are benign to humans, but will bite if surprised or touched. Consumption of the eel's flesh can lead to ciguatera maybe, poisoning in humans. See, I don't eat moray eels. Also, they're really cool. They're also neat. It doesn't say how long they get, but they get pretty big. We saw sea urchins as well. A small marine animal covered with prickly spines, the sea urchin is able to use small rocks and seaweed to help camouflage itself on the sea bottom. The spines are sharp and can penetrate human skin. Which, yeah, don't play with those either. You're gonna hurt yourself. Alright. So, luckily, I think we just missed the one cutscene. There's this ship. We sailed up, talked to him a little bit. And we got a mission to go find Blackbeard now.
Captain, there's a wreck yonder. Looks recent.
I see it. Let's hope Thatch hasn't come to the same end.
Oh, I wanted to pick up that guy. There we go.
Another bit of wreckage, Captain. This is looking grim.
Aye. Keep your eyes peeled.
Alright, where is this piece of wreckage?
Fast. This is getting well out of hand.
A dozen crates of medicine should not be so hard to come at.
That ain't my meaning. It's Thatch and Hornigold and this pointless feud of theirs. Can't you feel it?
I do, aye. But both men have their hearts in a good place. Both want the best for the people of Nassau.
But is that the best course for us? Saving a city that ain't worth much? We're not men made to govern. We take and spend and live heartily wherever we go.
What solution would you propose?
The answer's in wealth, power, not politics. If we found the observatory, we'd see enough money to buy the whole of England. Or it might be we'd lord over these kings and emperors like they was peasants themselves.
A lot of large talk, Captain. But is it your crew you sail for, or yourself?
I mean the best for these men, I do. But this don't sit right. I feel like I'm running errands, not living my life.
The wind is really bad in this area. It keeps knocking me into the rocks. It's quite annoying. You can get up to travel speed, it seems to let me go. Presumably because it's not wind. I think we missed another guy there, though. That sucks.
Sir, to starboard! Ranks of arrival in the wood!
We're at 4 or 5. Hope there's one up here, and then we'll be pretty well off, I think. Need one more guy. Ooh, there. Let's go get him. And let's find where Blackbeard went. Did that. Oh, I bet you they're over that way. So he was facing a man-of-war. Quite foggy, isn't it? Where, oh where, could the Queen Anne's Revenge be? I feel like we should have found them by now, right? Especially since this way is leading out. Search zone. Betcha that's where we want to head. Yeah, that's his flag. We got him. There is the Queen Anne's Revenge. Yep. And he's level 40, that's crazy.
Ade, see that? It's her, Captain, the Queen Anne's Revenge. And she's in a bad way.
There's no time for a vote. Thatch is outnumbered.
The crew will understand. Beat the quarters, lads! We're sailing into hell! What? Cannons are English! Making ollies! Fire! Cannons ready! Fire! 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 Incoming fire! No quarter! Hack them all to bits!
Incoming fire!
Someone else is backing us. Great. What Blackbeard got us into. Already out of shots, damn. My sword's ready to go and we should be alright. Easy. Well, at least we can handle ourselves pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, repair me. Do it. We gotta get to our boy Blackbeard. First, we got 2 more ships to board. 1 to damage first, though. Back.
Fire! Weakest right there, Command! Fire! On your mark, Command!
Cease your aggression.
Loose and catch the wind! More sail! All sail!
Gallants! Loose and trim!
Reef the
Alright,
topsails!
Douse the topsails!
alright, come
Round it all
on.
on!
I get like here.
Haul in the...
Oh, I didn't fucking board. God damn it. I was trying to position myself perfectly. Whatever.
Loose all! Let's move!
Topsails, gallants!
Reel them in!
That'll be better than nothing. If I can fucking just use that. Here we go. That was my goal. Oh my god, why am I shooting so fucking hard? Whatever, that's fine. Love that I can just kill them now. Not even an issue. Pick a target, oh my god. Jesus, just use the gun then. If you're not gonna fucking pick a target, holy fucking shit. I could not just pick one. There we go. That was annoying. I don't know why it was giving me such difficulty. Like, every time I would, like, try and attack someone, it was like, oh, no, I'm attacking someone else now, and so they're fine. That was super annoying. And none of them wanted to attack me, so I couldn't block them. And then just auto-kill half of them, except for the big guys. That was annoying. Okay. 1 more to board. And I do intend to. They're gonna make me fight them. I'm gonna board them.
More sail! All sail!
Lay aloft and bring in those royals! Now!
Rip it to them, lads, for all your work! Pull! Reel the lovers in!
Not ideal, but we'll take it. Yeah. If I can fucking hit that guy, oh my god! captain. Oh my goodness. That's all I want. I just want to deal with him. I don't want to have to fight him fucking at all. Okay. Wanna die? Of course die. Okay, what was that? I was behind him. Who the fuck just stopped me from attacking? Like, I don't know if anyone else noticed that. Literally, what? Dude, what is happening? Can you... That was my own ally. And I can't fucking pick a target, clearly. This game doesn't have, like, the lock-on like the later games. But it's weird, because in the later games, I never need the lock-on. So this is the one game in the series that might need the lock-on. Fucking hell. That's ridiculous. Okay.
With what we have taken, we can improve the ship, Captain.
We should actually check if we can.
Starboard, Captain.
I just want to grab this.
Who's up? Eat her sticks!
Could have rescued that guy, but eh. Alright, actually, yeah, let's check
Muzzle that duck, my trunks.
what we can get for upgrades. If I can control Edward well enough. Sometimes you just can't in these games. Alright, how much sugar we got? That's a fairly alright amount of sugar. And same with rum. Again, we probably don't need all this cloth, do we? Let's see if there's anything that even takes that before we sell it off, though. I can't get any upgrades. That doesn't need it. That doesn't need it. That doesn't need it. That doesn't need anything. Just need money. So we can get the hull armor if we have enough money. We still need the prerequisite for that. Still need the prerequisite for that. We can get that if we have enough money. That one we can get, but we don't have enough metal war money. We need the prerequisite. 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 Oh, I thought that was the diving bell for a second. These are prerequisites. Okay, yeah, so we can literally just sell our cloth then, because I don't need it. Oh no. Anyway. It's required. Oh no. Yeah, still nothing for upgrades. That's okay. We'll get there. Just need us some money. That's like a line in what was that game? Red Dead Redemption 2, isn't it? Like, just needs some money. I only ever played a very little bit of that game. I should do that one on stream too eventually.
Bearing to
Shorten sail! Get off the squall!
Oh, that was almost perfect. The ship would have just stopped. I could have jumped over to the Queen Anne's Revenge. That'd be cool. I like our ship though. I think our ship's cooler. Though admittedly, that is a sick ship. Look at that. Oh, sorry, we should be involved in this, I suppose.
You stirred up a nest of trouble, Thatch.
In service of a noble cause!
Medicines, I hope you mean.
Oh, a galleon nearby! And if we crack these
Whoa!
officers quick,
My
we
ship!
might catch
Did you
up.
see how fast it went?
Oh God! Some aid here! Edward, please!
Hang in there, Bonnet. Keep your arms up and your back to the sea.
Know your book learning! Prepare you for a scuffle of this sort, Mr. Bonnet!
Not in the least, no.
For certain, there's more to be learned by doing than reading. Remember that!
There we
You
go.
go with nothing sudden. Do you, Thatch?
Legends ain't born from wildness.
He does have a point. You're safe, by the way.
Gentlemen, our galleon has reappeared.
Heads up!
Aw, I want to leave.
Back to my ship, as you please. He'll not slip away now.
Oh, this is too much.
I'll see you back to your jackdaw when the smoke is cleared. But for now, I need a helmsman.
Call it out.
Loose the mains! And head straight for that bloody ship.
Ah.
Have our medicines and little time at all.
This is a pretty awesome ship, to be honest. Doesn't have mortars, sadly, but I mean... Oh, yeah. Just brace. We're gonna take a hit no matter what.
Don't let her out of your sight.
He doesn't have quite the level of upgrades that we had. Oh, he doesn't have a very good ram either, as it turns out.
Nothing self-exposed. Make him back up.
Our broadside does quite a bit.
She's vulnerable there, Captain.
It is a little ridiculous that we get 3 shots with the broadside, though. That's not realistic in the slightest.
Bear down on our ship.
Working on it. Oh, that's sick. Look at that.
I'd have shown them my angel if they'd taken quarter. But there's no going back now. So ram that bastard.
All the wind you got. Again, I don't think we would have been that fast.
Send them ahead! Find the captain. At his head. Go down! Stand where you are.
That was sick. Ow! Fuck! Oh my god! Fuck, can I shoot you from here? Fuck you.
Seize my soul if I get you quarter! Clear shot on it. You get back here. Stop it!
Alright. We've made it. One way to board a ship.
Find the captain and end this, Kenway!
Not who I was aiming at, but okay. Line. Clear the fucking deck a little. Really? Load my guns. This is bullshit. Why? Why didn't it do anything? There. I don't know why I can just walk up to a guy and it's, oh, you're not in combat, but he is. Okay.
I'm not a man accustomed to murder, Captain. But if you're taking quarter, you'd not be sleeping now.
Sack 'em muzzle, gobshite. You'll be hanged and sun-dried just as them there were in Boston.
The King's called for a pardon.
Captain, we've searched the hold. It's a middle intake, but the medicine we found bears a Charlestown stamp.
Thank you, Mr. Hans.
We cannot resupply Nassau out here by force and accident alone. We should go to Charlestown for the lot.
Hello? Are we victorious? I fear I am not built for the fatigue and care required to live as a man of fortune.
Meet me in Charlestown. 1 month from today.
Yeah, other than the annoyingness of not being able to do the exact specific thing that I want to do. Because the game has decided, oh, no, you don't have any weapons. You don't need to. Other than that, you know, pretty good, pretty good. Let's fast travel to Abaco Island, save us some time on going over there. Because I do want to follow the story for a little bit. I think this one's pretty interesting. Need some more money eventually, but we're gonna be getting some, so it's fine.
Ship that ever did sail, sailed on an errand on a windy day, and we're waiting for the day, waiting for the day, waiting for the day that we get our pay. She was built in Roman toys,
sailing away from us. Pussy ass bitch.
Waiting for the day, waiting for the day, and we get our pay.
Ah well, if they're not gonna sail towards us, not worried. Can't even see what he's carrying. I think this is the scene I thought we were gonna get last time.
Hey, old Bonnet. Flying your own flag at last. Yes. Yes, Blackbeard cut me loose, sadly. Time to have a go at this myself. Well, that's grand. Yes, it's for the best, I think. I should have some wild stories when next we meet. Edward, your constant friendship has been my most treasured find on these seas. Well above gold and silver and rum, I prize the courage you have inspired in me this year. Thank you, sir. A fair good morrow to you.
No one what ends up happening to him in real life. That's quite sad. If memory serves, he ends up becoming quite the pirate, so... Yeah.
Are you not loved? No! Are you not wanted by your wives, families, and countrymen? How else to explain your government's complete disinterest in your well-being? Hostages for medicines! These were my only terms. Yet, 6 days of pure fucking sights. So I must conclude that you men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char. By Christ! This is my predicament. Kill you, or to press you into my service. It's a decision I'll make hardly, but not with remorse. Ahoy, Edward.
What the hell are you doing, man? All of Charleston can see this mess.
It's the idea. Out of range, but well in sight.
So where's the medicine?
We sent a party ashore to partner with the governor. That were a week ago. No noise since.
I'll handle it. Give me a day.
Man, we really need to find these medicines. This is already our third idea. This is such a cool little thing that actually happened. that
There's
we did
movement up ahead.
Do this.
Is it soldiers?
Aye, and in something of a hurry. I propose we follow, else they spring something we ain't ready for.
This is quite different than what we're used to sailing through.
More sail.
What's your thinking?
Blackbeard's been at this 8 days already. So it's a good bet that someone out there has prepared the medicines. Just in case.
Ah, but they're stalling. Thinking up ways to avoid paying it out.
Aye, so let's find where they've gathered and hope Hope for the best.
Careful, Captain. We're drifting close to a watchtower.
I'm gonna have to go around, yeah.
Let's get moving. Douse
Okay,
them
go
all.
that way.
There's another watchtower.
Yeah. See it.
Loose the mains.
Also cool that we're seeing Charlestown again, in a way. Considering we haven't been able to come back to Charlestown. It was Charlestown that we saw get destroyed in 3.
Keep her at half sail, Captain. Speed will do us no favors here.
Off the wind, someone.
Careful with the banks. We cannot pass them undetected, Captain. And there is no other way.
There's always another way.
All stop!
How does this ship get out of here then? I don't think they're gonna back it up, right? Alright. It's a cool little mission though. It's one I always remember. Fucking. Let me try that again. There. Man, this guy's walking slow. Can I come back over here? Kill you next. Oh, he turns around, okay. I just, do a little bit of that. Be on my way, yeah. It doesn't matter if they see us, though. I can't ring the bell. Oh my god, go. Can I not climb that? Oh my goodness. Oh, Dave. Next time you drive. Save us some time.
I see them. Over there. Let us hope the river remains this wide.
This ship's built for the open ocean, not stuck in bayous.
Yeah, this is a little bit out there.
If we run aground here, we may never get out.
Let's get moving. More sail. All we've got.
Be sure they don't spy us trailing them.
Yeah, this is kind of
Off the wind,
ridiculous.
someone.
Steady as she goes, Captain.
The fact that we don't run aground is wild. Our ship is gigantic for this sort of situation.
Douse them all.
I don't want to go forward because we're going to be in their range.
Put on some sail.
They seem to have just stopped.
Loose the stunsails.
They're getting away, Captain.
Then I'll have to go on without her.
Okay.
I'll be back. With the medicines.
Aye, sir.
It will be the damnable insects.
Aye. The mosquitoes will suck every last ounce of vitality from us. I think it's true what they say about Blackbeard. The fire strikes out from his head, as if from some volcano.
If he's not the devil himself, then surely he's made some pact with hell. Only be thankful his ship remains anchored and hasn't torn apart into the art of Charlestown.
Bloody pirates. Someone ought to do something.
They'll be hunted down eventually. Every last one of them.
Just wanted to complete that. I don't have time to skin one of those. That's the only problem.
Who's that there? Two old gators come for their supper. The old mucker. Warm tonight, isn't it?
We'll talk about our weather another time, mate. Bit of a hurry.
Oh, this would have been the time. Oh, which way am I going? Oh my god.
Interloper!
Fuck.
Nothing but medicine to cure whatever ailments fester aboard their vessels.
Syphilis and scurvy, no doubt. What noxious coffins these pirate ships must be.
You don't see nothing.
You seen any crocodiles tonight? I could have sworn I saw something past the boat.
No. Quiet night. Sure.
Something in the water.
Wait till you showed up. Go on then. Captain's waiting.
You! Stop!
Almost there. Good. Captain Wyatt is not a patient man.
You have time? What? What? Come on. I just wanted to skin a crocodile for the thing. God damn it. Really? Okay, sure, whatever. I didn't feel like I was even remotely in their, like, the direction they were looking.
Hello! Is that Raider yonder?
The very same.
Then speed along, you're expected. And you know how?
Oh, Christ!
He took him! He took him, I told you!
Give me this. God damn it! What the fuck? Skin. Oh, God damn it! So I need to craft more fucking darts then. Jesus Christ. Okay, crafting time. Let's go. Woo! Definitely what I wanted to be doing in the middle of this. Because I don't have fucking any sleep darts. I never fucking craft these. Can I craft more than fucking one at a time? No? Okay, we'll just craft fucking 3 for now. Sure.
Hello! Is that Raider yonder?
The very same.
Then speed along, you're expected. And you know how?
There.
Oh, Christ! He took him! He took him, I told you!
Yeah. Cool. We did the thing, right? Don't fucking see me, Jesus Christ. This guy's more vigilant than almost anyone else in the series, I swear. You fucking dumb fucking Kenway. Holy fucking shit. Go.
Stand still.
Fine.
I apologize.
I got pushed into it. What? So I don't, like, it's fine if I get spotted by those 4. Sure, whatever. Okay, fuck you.
I apologize. There was an accident.
Private Simon! This crocodile!
I don't care about your accidents. What's the word from the harbor, soldier? Speak.
No change, sir. They're holding fast, but are yet to kill or maim any of the captives, near as we could tell. Perhaps it's time to...
To surrender? I've been entrusted with the affairs of the town, and I do not intend to bow to the demands of a pirate, no matter how fierce his reputation.
Yes, sir.
As long as the supply key is with me, no man shall touch it.
Why? Say, why did they immediately turn around? I want to craft more of those now, because I just feel like I'm going to need them. Because of how this mission has been so far. I sincerely wish you could make more than one at a time. That is the most obnoxious thing ever.
As long as the supply key is with me, no man shall touch that medicine. May plague and calamity strike them all.
Bloody idiot.
What?
Pirates! The ship's here! Pirates!
Fall back to the mansion!
You're going down.
Do something, you fool! Regard for the captain!
Actually, no, let's keep our swords. I like these. Gotta worry about the rest of these idiots. Oh, that worked out perfectly. That was kind of cool. Oh, over the thing.
What the hell? Hey!
There we go. Perfect. That works. Oh, that was good.
Oh God! Oh God, save me! And flay all you devils! Ah!
Blackbeard made you as good an offer as ever a man got from any pirate. He might curse his methods, but medicine was all he wanted. And now he'll get it. You should have bartered, mate.
Yeah. Seems fairly reasonable. Well, looks like someone's watching.
He has returned, Captain!
Whomever may have stopped by, welcome.
What's the take? 2 crates. And the means for mixing additional doses.
That's right thinking. Precious little of that these days.
You hear that, Mr. Rags? My young friend returns with offerings and so saves your scrawny neck.
Will you not thank him?
You should quit these waters, Thatch. The governor, he's bound to muster more soldiers.
You go on ahead. I got some business in the north.
You're done, aren't you? Giving up on us. On Nassau.
Look, lad. I'm late into my 4th decade on this earth. And if I don't find some means to make the 5th quiet and cozy voyage, I'd rather sink to the devil's doorstep than call myself captain another year. We'll meet again, lad. In this world. Or the one below.
Yeah, looks like he's all done. But he got the medicines. Hopefully that's enough to save the pirates. Only time shall tell. Or if you open a history book. Either way.
Do you have a minute? I'm on my way upstairs. IDJ wanted to talk with us about putting together a trailer using some of the footage you've been recording this past month. Take your time. I'll meet you by the elevator.
Okay. Time to do this. That means it's time to explore more
Over
of
here.
this once.
Are you ready? He's waiting for us.
Which is always good. I like to collect all this stuff. Can I go? There we go. Gotta wait for you.
I just watched some of your footage from this week. It's amazing. Blackbeard was mental. And we all got so excited that we started talking about this idea for a trailer about him. Maybe start with him drinking, talking to some pirates, telling a story.
Which is one of the trailers for this game. Which is pretty cool. Though it is different in the actual trailer.
We cut to him leaping across the deck of his boat and... Sorry, his ship, not boat. But jumping around the deck of his ship, swinging from ropes, and fighting like a devil. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to manipulate some of the existing footage to get it looking good, but it could be great. I'm getting a shiver in my timbers just thinking about it. Sorry.
That's okay. It's all good. Thanks, Melanie. Let's go see Olivier.
Bonjour, ça va? I hope we're not late.
No, you can go right...
Hi, Melanie. I saw you just walked in. I need a few minutes with you alone. Leticia is on the phone and we're discussing the Kenway project.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry about this. I'll call you when we're ready.
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
Shouldn't be long.
Whatever you say.
Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Do you have a second? Of course you do. Head to the waypoint on your map. I have another job for you. I'd like to link all the cameras in the building to a central monitoring system, but most aren't calibrated correctly.
That's not what I wanted. Oh, come on. There we go. That should do. This is what I wanted. Excellent. Okay. I pull up my map. That'll help me a lot.
Another locked door. Not a problem. Voila. You now have level 2 security clearance. Not bad for your first few weeks. Find the camera. I'll update your communicator.
Alright, we'll grab this, but we're not going to read it till we have all of them. That's what I wanted. Let's do this. Take a look around after. Hey, Desmond.
Ah, this is an interesting security measure. It looks like you need to find the right combination of numbers to adjust the wave. Easy enough, right? Pick a number selector, then change its value. Once you find the right combination of numbers, you should get access.
Okay, what button do I press? Okay. Target number 70. Why is it not doing anything? What button do I press? I'll change value. Okay. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, it's backwards. Got it. Okay. So it's just multiples, right? Yeah. Right. Easy peasy. I didn't even mean to do that quickly. It just happens.
It works.
And if we want information on assassins or Templars or the observatory or whatever the fuck else interests us, Olivier, you will deliver it. Full stop.
Uh-huh.
I understand that, Leticia. I'm sorry if that came out wrong. We are not trying to be a bottleneck here, but we just don't have the resources right now to do 2 times the research.
Finding that balance is your priority. Your entertainment products are simply a means to pay the bills for larger and more important work. That's the way the world works. Dirty money buys clean hospitals. You get it?
We're on board, Leticia, rest assured. We have our best employee working on this, but it will take time.
That means you.
Good. And thank you. The both of you. I look forward to seeing what you deliver. Until then, I'll see you at the shareholders meeting, Olivier.
Looking forward to it. Bye-bye. Tabarnak! It's a little too early for that kind of abuse, huh? Come on.
So, what's next?
We do as the lady says. Focus on the observatory.
Assassins, Templars, crazy talk. I'm curious about this shareholders meeting, though. How about you break into Olivier's office and see if you can find his schedule? Oh, what? You don't like that idea? Well, how about I blow the fucking whistle on you, hacker? I own you. What I mean is, I don't want to ruin your life. So, do as I say. Now, step over to the window.
Alright, whatever you say, sir. I like having my head still attached to my body. Okay.
You can't waltz into Olivier's office through the front door, so I've opened another route. Up we go. Did you know that Abstergo was run by Templars? Oh, yeah. Sounds like crackpot stuff, I know. But then again, the moon landing was fake, right? So, anything's possible.
I mean, moon landing wasn't faked in this universe, to be fair. Even if you believed it wasn't real life.
Throw yourself off the terrace. Those are your options.
Yeah, I like living, so...
Oh, well done, kiddo. Find his computer. Make it snappy. We're looking for the shareholders meeting schedule.
I want this. Sorry.
It's worth a lot of money to us.
There's also, I think, an Easter egg in here, but I don't really know what to do for it. Okay. Let's see what we're dealing with here. This doesn't look so bad. Oh, I missed, damn it. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's see what we get. To Melanie LeMay, Common Neron, Chloe Lesney, Christopher Darby, Evan Dean from Olivier Garneau. Date 6th of November 2013, 0946. Salut! As most of you know, I'll be attending the Chicago shareholders meeting from the 15th to the 17th, and they'll want to see our progress on the Kenway line. The small amount of data we have already gathered is incredible, and we anticipate even more amazing finds in the near future. The events and people we have seen so far make us confident that the complete experience will be one of the most eye-opening explorations of piracy ever seen. It will take quite a bit of work to scrub the data of objectionable and classified material, but we already have some incredibly promising footage. At the same time, Abstergo Entertainment will soon be announcing a closed beta for our new Consumer Cloud Interface app, sexy name forthcoming. Edward Kenway's Virtual Pirate Experience will be the first complete product on offer and the first of its kind anywhere, an immersive, interactive pirate experience drawn from actual historical data. Internal tests of our consumer cloud app have been encouraging, and we anticipate it will be ready in time for the next holiday season if everything goes according to plan. So this leads us to a broader question. What other experiences would we like to offer? What other historical periods and locations can we explore? Judging by our current rate of data retrieval, our capacity to produce, and our understanding of consumption trends, executives at Abstergo Industries have given me the goal of producing one complete virtual experience per annum, in addition to smaller offerings. As our research allows, this includes books, recordings, films, and any other transmedia offerings. And yeah, that was actually like the real-life Ubisoft's plan for a while, to my knowledge. A second related question is this. Does Sample 17 contain enough compelling data to sustain our current commitment to it, or should we make a request to Abstergo Industries for additional archived data? Remember that data from Sample 1 proved fruitful enough to create our Liberation product. It is very likely that that research into samples 2 through 16 would bear surprising fruits as well. Thoughts? Olivier Garneau, Chief Creative Officer, Abstergo Entertainment. To Olivier Garneau, Common Neron, Chloe Lesney, Christopher Darby, Evan Dean. From Melanie LeMay. Date 6th of November 2013, 10:01. Subject, possible locations. Hello all. Thanks for opening the discussion. Olivier, just a brief heads up with where we stand now. I've been the Sample 17 project director for just over a year now, and my team and I have been able to cobble together a rough list of the most interesting time periods available to us through this single genetic sample. Remember, this is data that has already been fully or partially sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I'll try to be brief. Patrilineal line, 15th century Italian Renaissance, 16th century Ottoman Empire, 18th century American colonies / war for independence, 19th century New England and American Midwest, which I would love to see. I mean, that wouldn't be the Midwest necessarily in the 19th century, maybe not, but I would love to see a Western sort of game. That'd be cool. Matrilineal line, 12th century Holy Land Crusades. We've seen that. Well, we haven't in this series, but in the first game of the series that I skipped over, they did go there. 13th century Egypt and Northern Africa, which we'll see Egypt in a future game, but not in the 13th century. 14th century Ashikaga Shogunate in Japan. Is that the time period? No, that's not really the time period that the newest Assassin's Creed is set in. 18th century French Revolution, we will see that. 19th century Napoleonic Wars, Taiwan. That sounds really interesting as well, actually. 20th century Summer of Love, American Pacific Coast. Obviously, this is just a small sample of the potential options. The number of ancestors any one person has is well above 30,000 after just 15 generations, so there could be many more surprises waiting for us within Sample 17. However, despite Sample 17's rich heritage, we should not limit ourselves to this alone if we have concrete leads elsewhere. For instance, quite a few men from all sides of my family fought in both World Wars, and I even have a great-great-grandfather who fought in the American Civil War. Managed to meet President Lincoln a few times too. Going this route is a little more costly and time-consuming since the data has not already been sequenced, but it could be rewarding in the long run. In short, if anyone has confirmed connections to interesting historical events, periods, or cities, or knows of people who do, please share. I will also be reviewing the past 3 decades of samples collected and sequenced by Abstergo Industries. I recently learned that one of their samples, number 2 I believe, participated in the trial of Jeanne d'Arc, so there's a nice lead right there. Well, we kind of saw a little bit of that earlier. Melanie LeMay, project coordinator, sample 17. And look at that, that's just a few options for settings. I like the Templar ring there, that's cool. World War I would be crazy. I don't think they'll ever do that necessarily. Italy, and obviously Egypt is so cool, but that's not showing Egypt as they were describing it there. To Melanie LeMay, Common Niran, Chloe Lesney, Christopher Darby, Evan Dean from Olivia Garneau. Date 6th of November 2013, 10:41. Possible locations. All good points, Mel. A word of caution, though. Sample 2 comes from the late Dr. Warren Vidic himself, collected at some point in the early 80s, when he was a young engineer working at Abstergo Industries. So, as tempting as Jeanne d'Arc experience sounds, I'm not sure Abstergo Industries would be too keen on letting us rummage around in Dr. Vidic's DNA. It's just a sensitive topic, probably because he's a Templar and his family is Templars. For my own part, I'm related to Francois Xavier Garneau, noted Quebecois historian and poet. Exciting, right? A possible lead. One additional caveat, let's avoid digging into any modern periods, i.e. 20th century, unless we find something incredibly compelling, because as fun as World War II's setting might sound, we do well to avoid any setting with vehicles, cars, motorcycles, helicopters, tanks, etc. Why, you may ask? Because our research has shown that memory imprinting in individuals is actually hampered by the semi-catatonic state most people enter when driving for medium and long periods of time. And this makes data retrieval somewhat more difficult. In short, we don't want to go through the effort of coding extra Animus features just for the sake of digging up memories of people driving around in cars. There are other and more efficient ways to get that experience. OG. Which I do agree with, though I feel like a lot of people are still disappointed that we won't get a game set in World War I or II. To Olivier Garneau. I'm not going to read that all again. Olivier, haha. Quebec City is beautiful, but without pirates, ninjas, or zombies, I'm not sure how well a story about a historian would sell. Also keep in mind, samples 4 and 16 might be off limits too. While doing my own research last month, I caught wind of some exciting characters buried in these gene samples. But as soon as I started digging, I was told by people far, far above me to stop. Very odd, but not surprising, I suppose. AE has a lot of active military contracts, and I assume these had something to do with that. I didn't push back. Yeah, pretty interesting. As far as my own, if anyone is interested, my great-grandfather was friends with Hemingway and Stein and Satie and Picasso when he lived in Paris in the 1920s. No action-packed adventures there, but historically interesting. Just throwing it out there. P.S. Chris, is our lunch meeting on-site or off? This one, yes, as much as I love the Lost Generation, I think our first few virtual experiences need to be a little more action-oriented. So wars and major combat operations are always a good starting point, or any periods of intense conflict, really. As for pirates, ninjas, and zombies, we could easily accommodate the first two, which they finally have. But zombies are a bit, how do you say, ahistorical? Too bad, really. My great-grandmother, for instance, worked alongside Eamon de Valera and Michael Collins for many years during the Irish War for Independence, so it wouldn't be difficult to sequence that small segment of my own genetic memories for our purposes. That would actually be kind of cool. I do agree with that. Olivier, actually, there is a factual basis for zombies, or zombification anyways. Read Hurston's book on Haiti and the strange voodoo practice there. It may not be Hollywood-style zombie magic, but it's creepy nonetheless. In Liberation, Evelyn came into contact with Houngans, or Houngans, maybe. I don't really know how to say that. If we dug further into that, I wonder what we could find. Her mentor, Agate, was into some weird stuff. KL, offsite. There's a new vegetarian place I want to try. I'll bring the spec sheets. They're already printed. Sorry to be a dissenter, but couldn't we be using this technology to educate, not placate, sorry? I mean, theoretically, we have all of human history to explore, all of our achievements and brightest moments, so it's a little disheartening to hear we need to focus on wars and conflicts and violence. Okay, but those are the most interesting. I'm sorry, it's true. It's not that I am against violence per se, it's just that violence isn't terribly interesting in bulk. That's all. There's so much more nuance to life, and I think we could explore that. So what if we found the memories of someone who worked with Albert Einstein in his patent office, or Charles Darwin on the Beagle, or Marie Curie in France? Moments where humans showed their very best potential. Okay, come on. Until oily, humorless university professors start paying us 8-figure fees to research the reification of normative gender signifiers in pre-colonial India, why don't we stick to shit that sells? Yes, I think the other thing is interesting, but yeah, most people are not going to care. I didn't even, maybe not exactly what was read there, but yeah. I'm talking Jack the Ripper in Victorian London. They did do that. That's fucking awesome. I love that part. Anyways, I'm talking about guillotines, Robespierre, and Napoleon Bonaparte in the French Revolution. I'm talking about Billy the Kid and Wyatt Earp in the Wild American West. I still hope they do that. I'm talking about Genghis Khan and the Mongols killing a city of millions in the span of a long summer weekend. Action, blood, adventure, conflict. I'd love a Genghis Khan game too. That'd be cool. Because we're not going to earn back 1/10 of the money we have poured into this, reliving the memories of a guy who sat next to Einstein as he bit his nails while working out the finer details of general relativity in his head. For fuck's sake, man, this is a business, not group therapy session. Evan, let's take this offline. OG. Yeah.
You sneaky bastard. A pirate through and through, ain't you? Now, get down to the lobby. There's a courier waiting. Yeah, that's right. I've been planning this for a few hours. Now, wait. The receptionist. Hold on. I'll try something.
Alright, we should be able to steal from her then.
As gullible as ever.
Interesting.
Now, hurry down to the lobby before I remotely detonate your earpiece.
Sometimes I wonder if he could. Oh, I fucking failed that like immediately. Oh, I fucking did that at a bad time. Why did I think that would work? Oh, Oh, come on. That was close. I'm not messing with the up or down. I just don't feel like it. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's see what we get from this one. Could be another recording, I suppose. Hard to say. Oh! There it is! Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag. It's kind of a cool cover. The V.A. Bowden. Chapter 3. She was in the Auld Shillelagh tavern halfway between Hatherton and Bristol. A regular haunt of mine, and sometimes, in the summer when mother and father toiled over the shearing at home, when I'd have to make more regular trips into town, then several times a day. I admit I hadn't taken much notice of her at first, which is unusual for me, because I like to pride myself in knowing the exact location of any pretty woman nearabouts. And besides, the Shillelagh wasn't exactly the sort of place where you expect to find a pretty woman. A woman, yes, a certain type of woman, but this girl I could see wasn't like that. She was young, about my age, and she wore a white linen coif and a smock. Looked to me like a domestic. But what made me aware of her wasn't her clothes, it was the loudness of her voice, which was quite in contrast to the way she looked. She was sitting with 3 men, all of them older than her, and I recognized at once Tom Cobley, his brother Seth, and Julian somebody, whose surname escaped me, but who worked with them. 3 men with whom I had traded words, if not blows, before. The kind who looked down their noses at me because they thought I looked down my nose at them, who liked me no more than I liked them, which was not a lot. They were sat forward on their stools and watching this young girl with leering, wolfish eyes that portrayed a darker purpose, even though they were all smiles, banging on the table, encouraging her as she drank dry a flagon of ale. No, she did not look like one of the women who usually frequented the tavern, but it seemed that she was determined to act like one of them. The flagon was about as big as she was, and as she wiped her hand across her mouth and banged it to the table, the men responded with cheers, shouting for another one, and no doubt pleased to see her wobble slightly on her stool. Probably couldn't believe their luck. Pretty little thing like that. I watched as they let the girl drink yet more ale, with the same tumult accompanying her success, and then as she did the same as before, and wiped her hand across her mouth, but with an even more pronounced wobble this time. A look passed between them, a look that seemed to say, "The job is done." Tom and Julian stood, and they began in their words to escort her to the door, because "You've had too much to drink, my lovely. Let's get you home, shall we?" "To bed," smirked Seth, thinking he was saying it under his breath, even though the whole tavern heard him. "Let's be getting you to bed." I passed a look at the barman, who dropped his eyes and used his apron to blow his nose. A customer sat down the bar from me, turned away as I appealed to him with my eyes. Bastards. Might as well have looked to the cat for help, I thought. But then, with a sigh, I banged down my tankard, stepped off my stool, and followed the Cobleys into the road outside. I blinked as I stepped from the darkness of the tavern into bright sunlight. My cart was there, roasting in the sun, beside it another one that looked to belong to the Cobleys. On the other side of the road was a yard with a house set far back, but no sign of a farmer. We were alone on the highway, just me, the 2 Cobley brothers, Julian, and the girl, of course. "Well, Tom Cobley," I said, "the things you see on a fine afternoon. Why, just you and your cronies are getting drunk and getting a poor defenseless young woman even drunker." The girl sagged as Tom Cobley let her go her arm and turned to address me, his finger already raised. "Now just you stay out of this, Edward Kenway. You young good-for-nothing. You're as drunk as I am and your morals just as loose. I don't need to be given a talking to by the likes of you." Seth and Julian had turned as well. The girl was glazed over, like her mind had turned in for the night, even if her body was still awake. "Well," I smiled, "loose morals I might have, Tom Cobley, but I don't need to pour ale down a girl's throat before taking her to bed, and I certainly don't need 2 friends to help me at the task." Tom Cobley reddened. "Why, you cheeky little bastard, you. I'm gonna put her on my cart is what I'm gonna do, and take her home." "I have no doubt that you intend to put on your cart and take her home. It's what you plan to do between putting her on the cart and reaching home that concerns me." "That concerns you, does it? A broken nose and a couple of broken ribs will be concerning you unless you mind your own bloody business." Squinting, I glanced at the highway, where trees bordering the dirt track shone gold and green in the sun, and in the distance was a lone figure on a horse, shimmery and indistinct. I took a step forward, and if there had been any warmth or humor in my manner, then it disappeared now, almost of its own accord. There was a steeliness in my voice when I next spoke. Now you just leave that girl alone, Tom Cobley, or I won't be responsible for my actions. The three men looked at one another. In a way, they'd done as I asked. They'd let go of the girl, and she seemed almost relieved to slide to her haunches, placing one hand on the ground and looking at us with bleary eyes, evidently oblivious to all that was being discussed on her behalf. Meanwhile, I looked at the Cobleys and weighed up the odds. Had I ever fought three at once? Well, no. Because if you were fighting three at once, then you weren't so much fighting, you were getting beaten up. But come on, Edward Kenway, I told myself. Yes, on the one hand it was three men, but one of them was Tom Cobley, who was no spring chicken, about my father's age. Another one was Seth Cobley, who was Tom Cobley's son. And if you can imagine the kind of person who would help his father get a young girl drunk, well, then you can imagine that sort of person Seth Cobley was, which was to say a maggoty, underhand type, more likely to run away from a fight with wet breeches than stand his ground. And what's more, they were drunk. On the other hand, I was drunk too, plus they had Julian, who, going on looks alone, which is all I had, could handle himself. But I had another idea. That lone rider I could see in the distance. If I could just hold off the Cobleys till he arrived, the odds were likely to shift back in my favor. After all, if he was a good character, the lone rider was bound to stop and help me out. Well, Tom Cobley, I said, you got the advantage over me. That's obvious for anyone to see. But you know, I just wouldn't be able to look my mother in the eye knowing I'd let you and your cronies abduct this pretty young thing. I glanced up the road to where the lone rider was getting closer. Come on, then, I thought. Don't hang about. So, I continued, even if you end up leaving me in a bloody heap on the side of this here road, and carry that young lassie off anyway, I'm going to have to do all that I can to make it as difficult for you as possible. And perhaps see to it that you go on your way with a black eye and maybe a pair of throbbing bollocks for your troubles. Tom Cobley spat, then gazed at me through wizened, slitty eyes. Well, are you just going to stand there talking about it all day, Edward Kenway, or are you going to attend to your task? Because time waits for no man, he grinned an evil grin. I've got people to see, things to do. Aye, that's right. The longer you leave it, the more chance that poor lassie has of sobering up, eh? I don't mind telling you, I'm getting tired of this talk, Kenway. He turned to Julian. How about we teach this little bastard a lesson? Oh, and one more thing before we start, Master Kenway. You ain't fit to shine your mother's shoes, you understand? That hit me hard. I don't mind admitting. Having someone like Tom Cobley, who had all the morals of a frothing dog, and about half the intelligence, able to reach into my soul and, if my guilt was an open wound, then stick his thumb in that open wound and cause me even more pain, well, it certainly firmed up my resolve, if nothing else. Julian pushed his chest forward, and with a snarl advanced. 2 steps away from me, he raised his fists, dipped his right shoulder, and swung. I don't know who Julian was used to fighting outside taverns, but somebody with less experience than me, that's for sure. Because I'd already taken note of the fact that he was right-handed, and he couldn't have made his intentions more obvious if he tried. The dirt rose in clouds around my feet as I dodged easily and brought my own right up sharply. He shouted in pain as I caught him under the jaw, and if it had just been him, the battle would have been won. But Tom Cobley was already upon me. I just saw him out of the corner of my eyes, and was too late to react, and I was dazed by a fist that slammed in my temple. I staggered slightly as I turned to meet the attack, and my fists were swinging much more wildly than I'd have liked. I was hoping to land a lucky blow, needing to put at least one of the men down to even up the numbers, but none of my punches made contact as Tom Cobley retreated, plus Julian had recovered from my first punch with alarming speed and now came at me again. He swung it, and his right hand connected with my chin, spinning me about so that I almost lost my balance. My hat fell off, my hair was in my eyes, and I was in disarray. And guess who came in with his boots kicking? That worm Seth Cobley, shouting encouragement to his father and Julian at the same time. The little bastard was lucky. His boot caught me in the midriff, and already off balance, I lost my footing and fell. The worst thing you can do in a fight against 3 men is fall. Once you fall, it's over. Through their legs, I saw the lone rider up the highway, now my only chance at salvation, possibly my only hope of getting out of this alive. But what I saw made my heart sink. Not a man on a horse, a tradesman, who would dismount and come rushing to my aid. No. The lone rider was a woman. She was riding astride the horse, not side saddle, but even though was lady. She wore a bonnet and a light-colored summery dress, and the last thing I thought before the cobbly boots obscured my view and the kicks came raining in was that she was beautiful. But beauty wasn't going to save me now. "Hey," I heard. "You 3 men, stop what you're doing right now." They turned to look up at her and removed their hats, shuffling in line to hide the sight of me who lay coughing on the ground. "What is going on here?" she demanded to know. From the sound of her voice, I could tell she was young, and while not highly born, definitely well-bred. Too well-bred, surely, to be riding unaccompanied. "We were just teaching this young man here some manners," rasped Tom Cobley. Out of breath, exhausting business it was, kicking me half to death. "Well, it doesn't take 3 of you to do that, does it?" she replied. I could see her now, twice as beautiful as I'd first thought, as she glowered at the Cobleys, who for their part looked thoroughly mollified. She dismounted. "More to the point, what are you doing with this young lady here?" pointing at the girl who still sat dazed and drunk on the ground. "Oh, ma'am, this is a young friend of ours who has had too much to drink." The lady darkened. "She is most certainly not your young friend. She is a maidservant, and if I don't get her back home before my mother discovers that she's absconded, then she'll be an unemployed maidservant." She looked pointedly from one man to the next. "I know you men, and I think I know exactly what has been going on here. Now you will leave this young man alone, and you'll be on your way before I am of mind to take this further." With much bowing and scraping, the Cobleys clambered aboard their cart and were soon gone. Meanwhile, the woman dismounted and knelt down to speak to me. "My name is Caroline Scott. My family lives on Hawkins Lane in Bristol. Let me take you back there and tend to your wounds." "I cannot, my lady," I said, sitting up and trying to manage a grin. "I have work to do." She stood. "I see. And did I assess the situation correctly?" I picked up my hat and began to brush the dirt from it. It was even more battered now. "You did, my lady." "Then I owe you my thanks, and so will Rose when she sobers up. She's a willful girl, but not always the easiest of staff, but nevertheless, I don't want to see her suffer for her impetuousness. She was an angel, I decided then, and as I helped them mount the horse, Caroline holding on to Rose, who lolled drunkenly over the neck of the horse, I had a sudden thought. "Can I see you again, my lady, to thank you properly when I look a little more presentable, perhaps." They wrote that wrong there, but that's okay. She gave me a regretful look. "I fear my father would not approve," she said, and with that shook the reins and left. That night I sat beneath the thatch of our cottage, staring out over the pastures as the sun went down. Usually my thoughts would concern either the possibility of escape or wrestling with the inevitability of my future. That night I thought of Caroline Scott of Hawkins Lane. I know that was a longer one, but I definitely wanted to read that, because it contains a lot of stuff.
Don't even think about ratting me out. My tracks are covered. Yours ain't.
Oh, whatever you say, Mr. IT guy, whose name I forgot. Definitely is up to something. Does he work for the Assassins is the question, because obviously we're going to deliver this to Rebecca, and Sean's over there too. So, interesting. But once we're done with this, we should be able to explore all the level 2 areas.
Like the allongé? I practiced.
I think you pulled it a little too long.
Oh, come on. It's not encrypted code, for God's sakes. It's just a bloody coffee. Oh, hooray! It's our old friend.
Hey there, I just got a call about picking up another transfer.
Oh? You said you were here to see me.
Yes, that is one of the perks. Let's see it. A conference in Chicago, very nice. Thanks for this. We'll be in touch.
Ciao, Rebecca. Text me.
Stuff it, Hastings.
I find it interesting to see that they're doing field work now.
You didn't get hacked, did you?
We really well done, friend. Very well done. Apologies for my temper tantrum there. You are with the good guys, I promise. We'll keep you safe. Trust me. Go on back to work. We'll be in touch.
Oh, I'm sure. I want to check and see if we can go down here anywhere. No, those are both level 3. We can't do those. Let's see, where's my map? Oh, sorry, sir. Didn't mean to walk into you. I don't want to miss anything in this game.
You know, we like to...
Like to what?
Nothing.
Has a legal
legal right to arrest and detain people too. It's crazy.
Interesting. That's level 3. That one's level 2. We'll go over there. Let me pull up this quick. I just like to make sure everything's good. Okay. This one should have a sticky note in it. Somewhere. Right there. Again, we're not going to read those till we get them all. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, I had it. Where is it? There it is. 315. Okay. Let's just see what we can do here. Already too high on that. Okay. There we go. Those aren't at least very hard. Pretty easy. My feed. I feel like there's definitely a point to doing this at specific points in the game. I don't know that there's any point doing it right this second.
Highest levels of security clearance from 17 different countries. Abstergo actually has the legal right to arrest and detain people too. It's crazy.
I think that is how you get behind there. I don't think we can do much else down here yet. So let's go back up to the main floor. I know there's some stuff we can do there. So I do want to collect everything. It's a goal that I have. I like that this really doesn't have a loading screen. Okay, one moment. Itchy. Okay, just kidding. I'm looking at the map wrong. So I know if we go this way. There's more computers in this main room. We'll check that out later. Are there more computers in here to get now? Doesn't look like it. We already cleared that one. This one's level 2 over here. And if we're looking at that way, we should have 4 computers and 1 sticky note, which means... Am I looking at this right? No, wait, just kidding. 3 computers, 1 sticky note, and then there's some computers back there that we can't get to. That means there should be a sticky note over here somewhere. Right? Maybe? Possibly? If I was a sticky note, where would I be hiding? They literally glow. Shouldn't be difficult to find. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong wall. That would do it. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, let's start hacking. Alright. Oh, come on, that should have worked. Aw. I went one too far there, oops. Bad timing. God damn it. I keep doing that. Or I go 2 and 1. Just don't time it very well, do I? Let's go for the bigger one there. That'll do. That'll do. Alright, what are we getting? Show me.
Okay, hope this is on. I don't think I've ever used this phone more than a few times to record anything. Hey, Dad. So, we're all here in New York at the motel. It's Queens, actually, in Astoria, near the NQ. Rebecca's off getting batteries for something. Sean's in his room doing whatever Sean does. And, you're out getting some food. Me? Well, I'm supposed to be getting ready to break into some offices in the financial district. Feels just like prepping for one of your old training drills, actually. 10 years go by, and then you show up, and it's like I was never gone, and we're right back to the ball busting and the conspiracies and the paranoia. Only this time, I believe you. I believe every word. You know, I don't even think you know the half of it. I don't think you know how much I've seen. How much I've learned in just a few weeks. Everything, really. I feel like I've lived 1,000 years, or 10,000 maybe. It's impossible to explain. But when you see that much of the world through the eyes of so many, you can't help but be sad. And to see all these incredible, intelligent people fight the same battles, make the same mistakes over and over again. Because culture and knowledge and history, these things, they aren't passed on through our genes. Every kid on Earth needs to relearn the basics. How to live, how to survive, how to stand up for what's right. So much is lost in the transfer. So much is added every generation. It's a shame. I mean, over and over, everything must be learned again. I met Clay, Dad. Clay Gesmeric, in the Animus. I knew him by his Abstergo handle, Subject 16. My predecessor. And he showed me things. He passed them to me just before he died. Or got deleted or whatever. Everything he'd learned, everything he'd seen. God, how do I talk about this? So, guess you trained him, huh? After I left, he really looked up to you, and now that I've seen through his eyes, I think I understand why. I'm glad you had him around, even if I wasn't there. The things he showed me. Unbelievable things. And I never... Shit. Alright, I'll be back in a second.
That was right before we did that modern day mission back in Assassin's Creed 3. That's kind of neat to hear from that, but yeah, it's hard to hear from him after he died. That sucks. Alright, what do we got here? More of these. First try, let's go. I locked in for that one. What do we got this time? Okay, recovered media. There's Bald Eagle there. Sean driving. New York. Bar and Grill. Sao Paulo, Brazil. That was when we did that other mission. By the beach, I assume, when they went to Sao Paulo. Rebecca. Is that in the temple? I'm not sure. William. That's fantastic. I'm outside. Kitty cat. Oh, that's nice. At least they had some good memories, right? Are they just driving it in deeper, making it hurt more? Okay, what do we got here? Oh fuck, I did that like at the worst possible time. Why did it go 2? Oh my gosh. Oh, I did that fucking I promise I'm not actually that terrible at this game. I'm just not very good right now. There we go. Once you get it past the beginning, it's not terrible. Sometimes the end is terrible, though. So. More crypto history locations. Alea Ghost Lights. That's like a really weird thing that's interesting. It's not a photo here. It's an artist representation. I think there's like some videos of this. It's actually really fascinating. I'd love to know exactly how it happens, because I know there's probably a scientific explanation. But I imagine Assassin's Creed would go the route of its some kind of precursor technology, right? It's super cool. Oh, there's some writing about it. It is the opinion of this researcher that inadequate attention has been paid to Southeast Asia, and in particular the Himalayas. Our research into first civilization peoples and the subtle fingerprints they have left throughout the world, they put throughout twice there, would benefit greatly from further investigation into this region. For example, we may find a prime example in the form of the Alea Ghost Lights, often reported by fishermen. The lights appear over marshes and possess the power to distract, waylay, and even compel victims to drowning, but have also proven useful as navigational aids. Gas seems like too facile an explanation. Has genetic memory research yielded evidence of anything similar yet? Ghosts or gas or something else. In the Himalayas, these are said to be the souls of deceased fishermen. We really don't take fishermen seriously enough, do we? How many times has a simple fisherman village yielded significant information, if not treasure? I feel like, actually, the Himalayas, like Nepal and Bhutan, both of those countries would be amazing Assassin's Creed games, as well as India in general. And China. Like, all of that. That whole area needs a bunch of games set in it. What do we got here? Is this Amelia Earhart that we're talking about? Because that's not her plane. Oh, we're talking about... Oh, that's not the fucking Pacific West. Oh my goodness. It's the Bermuda Triangle. We kind of get that in this game, but not really. We don't go there very much. What must surely be the most intently studied region whose very existence is routinely denied by official sources, the Devil's Triangle has been held responsible for countless vanished vessels, aircraft, and ship alike. Since the earliest days of sail, the region's technomnivorous tendencies have been attributed to many magnetic pull of the lost continent of Atlantis, to UFOs, and even to unnamed mysterious forces. While the area still holds much interest, and we firmly believe in the power of science over superstition, we have been unlucky in researching this area and can claim only to have contributed 2 small aircraft, a ship, and several $100,000 of research equipment to the hungry maw of its continued mystery. For the time being, it may be safer to pursue greater knowledge of the region through genetic memory research via the Animus program. If it was actually dangerous, yes. It's no more dangerous than any other spot in the ocean. It's just that it's kind of famous for it, and all the stuff that happens there is weird. But is, like, actually reported and weird, you know? I think of Flight 19, that one's one that's just weird. But it's really not that weird if you look into it, so... This one's cool, too. Look at that. Man, the Mayan and Aztec and Inca stuff, all of those civilizations, there's a whole bunch. It's not just those. That'd be so cool to get some games set there. Oh, it's there all the way down through South America. Even in some in North America, there's cool stuff. Just it's not as well known. Anyways, Chichen Itza, one of the most popular tourist attractions in Mexico today, and we went there in the previous game. Chichen Itza was once one of the largest cities in the pre-Columbian Maya civilization. It was gigantic, yeah. Boasting a mix of architectural styles from across the empire, it is also known to include contributions from members of the first civilization believed to have fought on the front lines against the human rebellion. In particular, the technologically advanced system of caves, tunnels, and puzzles that runs underground between the Castillo Temple and the Cenote Sagrado are rich with first civilization artifacts. Excavated in the 18th century in a controversial dig ordered by Medellin de la Isle, these range from prophecy discs to rings and shards. Yeah, we saw some of that before we killed her. Voluminous in quantity, they are minor but culturally significant artifacts which, as a collection, provide us with the best picture we have of life on Earth in the months preceding the Toba catastrophe. The site is currently under federal protection, but we are close to reaching an agreement with the Mexican government. I have no doubt the Templars can figure that out, yeah. Easter Island, that... I don't know if that would warrant its own game, but it would be really cool as like a DLC for a game, is Easter Island. Sort of like they wouldn't go to the Galapagos, because there wouldn't be a point, you know? But it would be cool to see. Located at the southeastern point of the Polynesian Triangle, Big Rapa is home to some 887 Maui statues created by the Rapa Nui people, one of the most isolated inhabited islands, a territory of Chile, protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It has proven difficult to study closely in this century. Some records are available from the 18th century, when the Rapa Nui suffered from disease communicated by European sailors. 19th and 20th century records indicate slave raids, famine, war, and deforestation. Despite this rich and perhaps tragic history, it is the Maui statues that are most heavily protected. Carved from the stone of an extinct volcano, it is not known how they were transported for installation. This mystery fascinates tourists, but if we could gain access to conduct a private archaeological excavation of the island, it is the petroglyphs and network of caves established by even earlier civilizations that we believe would yield the most productive results. So yeah, trying to bring in that first civilization stuff into something that is real. Because they have actually, I know that there's no way to actually prove it, but they've figured out essentially how they moved the statues, going off of sort of memories that were passed on through like the generations. It's actually really neat. If you've seen it, they kind of like walk them. They did it actually, I think, with one, or showed how it would work. I don't remember. I think they did it with one. It was really cool. Yeah, Easter Island's really neat. It's also a shame that we can't read the text they have there, because that's been completely lost. Okay, that's enough of that, sorry. And, of course, Antarctica. Come on. You knew Assassin's Creed would have to have conspiracy theories about Antarctica, specifically Lake Vostok. Working with our Russian partners, we have secured an agreement to commence research in the subterranean lake that rests deep beneath Vostok Station in the accurately, if poetically named Pole of Cold, on the East Antarctic ice sheet. Sitting approximately 3,500 meters above sea level, this freshwater lake rests 4,000 meters beneath the surface. A core ice sample was extracted in 2012, and we will soon begin research that should provide a paleoclimatic record going back some 400,000 years. Isolated fossil water reserve samples may prove even older. Only time and science will tell what genetic marvels these magnificent samples will reveal, if not a new window into first civilization life itself. Yeah, it's one of those things they'll never do in a game, but it is interesting. Okay. Let's see here. So we cleared that side. Let's see what else we can find. I want to clear the main room last before we get back into the Animus or in the episode, whichever comes sooner. I don't think there's anything in this bathroom yet. We can't go in here, I don't think. No. Not yet. Eventually. But not yet. That leaves us with this over here. This is level 2. And this is home to just a security camera, it looks like. Let's get that unlocked, shall we? 126. There we go. Knew something needed to be 7. Okay. Might not get anything out of this one either, but that's okay. Cool. I didn't realize I should have looked at that other camera to see if there's other ones that we can control. Okay. Let's see over here. I know we've been in there. Don't have to worry about that. This is level 2. So this room should have one sticky note way over here. Yeah, by Evelyn. map anymore because we found all the sticky notes that we can get at this time. But we should have some computers. Which, let me just make sure. Looks to be 4 computers in here, 2 close together. Why is this not working? Go down. There. 1 there and 1 there. Okay, perfect. They're all here. We're getting there. Okay. Oh, we got it. Sure. I was trying to actually figure it out. Fantastic. Got it by pure coincidence and accident. Ah, I recognize her. One of history's most overlooked leaders, Madeleine de L'Isle freed hundreds of slaves and brought them into sanctuary in a tropical haven whose construction she oversaw personally. Brutally cut down at the peak of her career by Evelyn de Grandpré, the orphan she rescued from a broken home, Madeleine served as Master Templar in the southern colonies from 1764 to 1777. If that's how you want to look at it, that's what she did, but yeah. I don't know if I'd put her on that high of a pedestal personally. Alright, this one now. Another one of these guys. Hey, that was easy. I just figured go the path that looks dumb as hell and it would work, and it did. So why would you otherwise pick that path? That's fantastic. Okay, what do we get?
Our researchers looked into the life of Altair Ibn Lahad, hoping to find a biography that might serve as a positive role model for Abstergo's global outreach programs. Unfortunately, this renegade assassin proved to be no such thing. In much of his footage, we see a man gleefully flouting some of his culture's most entrenched taboos with an arrogance that borders on messianic.
Altair, no, this is not our way. To burn a man's body is forbidden.
Many of our researchers felt that the arguments articulated by Altair's rival, a man known as Abbas, were clearer and more cogent than any we heard from Altair. I recently put in a request that more effort be dedicated to locating one of Abbas's descendants, if any exist. It's clear to us that Altair's transgressions were the primary motivation behind the ultimate dissolution of his despicable order by the middle of the 13th century. We therefore strongly recommend a pass on this property, in favor of a more agreeable and inspiring figure from this era.
Ah, that's so mean. They said his name so wrong, and they said he's not a bass, he's a boss. Jesus Christ. It's funny, though. Not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. I give you that, game. I give you that. It was funny. Let's do the one farther away from the door. Yes, we got some more characters over here. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah. I'm trying to see who that was, but it's not a character I recognize. Alright. Let's go this way. Oh, we got it. Okay. Just kind of go until you get it. That's how you win these. Let's see what we get this time. We have a lot of interesting stuff in here. Some of it's more fun than others. Subject 17, Phase 1 report. This surveillance video, possibly captured by Erudito or another group, is labeled New York, USA 2012-09-01. 402. The accompanying chat transcript transcript was labeled Kidnapped, Data Transcript Level 3. Can someone ask Chase to make sure his men use more professional language going forward? Cell tower grid, 40SP73ZN, UTC, bunch of bullshit. Outgoing transmission caller ID equals private. Interface, yes sir, pause. We have him. Reply scrambled. Yes, shoving him in the van as we speak, sir. Target will be delivered on schedule. Transmission ends. Surveillance video labeled Brooklyn, USA, 2012-09-01. So this is presumably when they first captured, Desmond. The poster claimed Abstergo agents have captured an unknown Caucasian male. The victim is in his mid-20s, approximately 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, to destination unknown. Damn, he's taller than most of the players. Or, he's taller than almost every character we play as in the series. I never realized that. He's as tall as, I think, actually no, Connor might have been taller. I think Connor was like 6'2". Anyways, this one is labeled Ciampino, Italy, 2012-09-01, 1844. The poster identified this only as unmarked hangar, but then went on to say Abstergo agents arriving at destination. Company-owned jet brought to hangar after landing. Victim identified as Desmond Miles. I don't think this has spread too far yet. Location has already been scrubbed, so I think we can dismiss this as the ravings of a fanatic. Interesting, the preliminary analysis. A leaked medical file, we're looking into it. No menstrual disorders for subject 17, though. That must have been a relief for the public to read. Patient has no active complaints, no acute distress, no prior cardiac history, blood pressure normal, 112/78, primary blood analysis, no significant traces of chemicals that would lead to neurological disorder, no indication that patient would be prone to neurosis. Unlike previous subjects, patient is psychologically stable. You are clear to proceed. Signed by Damian Saravakos, MD, on 2012-09-03. Says it's physical checkup, I would suppose. And then, some interesting stuff there. He's considered fit. Interesting. Missing person poster. Friends of Subject 17 distributed these all over New York. Have you seen this man? Desmond Miles, age 25, height 6 foot, weight 195 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Last seen September 1st, 2012, near Washington Square Park, wearing white hoodie and dark jeans. If you have any information, please contact us at that. You know what I find most interesting is that implies that everything from Assassin's Creed 1 through Assassin's Creed 3 happens between like September and like the end of the year 2012, which is wild. How quickly that all takes place when you think about it. Okay, there's one more computer. Let's go do that. Oop. Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. Alright. Hacking time. And there's some more out there we'll hack, but yeah. The last one in here, I should say. So it's different. It's on the other axis. I got you. Do a spin. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Now this is pod racing. Sorry, Star Wars moment. Alright, how many ancestors do you have? How many of their secrets are locked away in your genes? And how many of their stories are you willing to share with the rest of us? That's an interesting group of them shown up at the top there. Interesting. Welcome to the fascinating world of genetic memory retrieval. We here at Abstergo Entertainment are now poised at the precipice of this exciting new frontier. Technology and science that will change the way we view the past and live the future. In the coming year, we'll be opening studios all across the world dedicated to a single purpose, collecting and archiving the stories locked away in human DNA. Look at those interesting symbols there. Interesting. Those are where the studios are going to be, I guess. And we need your help. We're looking for courageous men and women to donate their genetic materials to our historical research teams and help us make re-history. I really want to point out the blood vials there. Does that look familiar to something we saw in the main story of this game while playing as Edward Kenway? Because yes, it does. Catch on to that. That's interesting. Also, the Abstergo symbol. Donate today. Yeah, look at that. That's even more clear. That's like exactly the same ones we've already seen. So they must have them. So join us at Abstergo Entertainment, where the past is our playground. Interesting. Alright, let's go see what other computers we can hack. So there should be some here that have cleared up. Looks like there's one here. Gimme. Give me all the hacking. I want to do it. There we go. Just pick a direction and go, and you're usually fine, as long as you're not backtracking. Alright. Kind of looks like a Death Star when you look at it. Funny like that. Olivier, here's the initial presentation I received. It's a little light on facts, but these guys know what they're doing. We'll know more when they arrive on Monday. Let me know if you feel like attending. John. Bloom. Presented to Abstergo. Why now? Why wait? Why Bloom? As the world's foremost innovator of high-tech, high-performance communications and security technology, Bloom stands poised to reshape the way we think about information security architecture, or ISA. Specializing in everything from mobile telephony to home computing to digital imaging processors to networked security systems, we take great pride in the fact that we helped create most of the markets we now dominate. And nowhere is our expertise more appropriate than in our flagship product, CTOS, a groundbreaking proprietary security software operating system, which is what they're using in this building. So clearly it's not stopping us. So what is CTOS? Confidential. Privacy is security. Integral. How did we ever do business without it? Accessible. The touch of a button. Available. We're everywhere, all the time. Stable. It just works. Which is, it just works. Todd Howard says that, yeah. Put simply, CTOS is the most stable and user-friendly software security controller ever devised. Can Abstergo afford to pass up perfection? I feel bad for the CTOS people once Abstergo finds out it doesn't work very well. CTOS dream, the Bloom promise. 12 cities, 100 major corporations, 1,000 small businesses. For almost a decade, CTOS has served its clients' need with a track record unparalleled in the modern age. How do we do it? Durable, ultralight HD cameras, ultra-speed fiber optic networking, proprietary facial recognition software, multiple fail-safe data centers, cloud-compatible intelligence sharing, 24-hour customer support and service. In short, we have everything Abstergo needs to protect its unique intellectual property and more. The future is Bloom. We look forward to working with you. Interesting. They haven't done a very good job, like I said. Kind of hacked everything. Is that all of them? Might be all of them. Can I walk through, sir? Oh, no. There's another one. Can I,
Questions.
Yeah.
There we go.
They confiscated my Animus key, and now my position here is under review.
Are you kidding? That's scary.
That is scary for you. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got in this one. This is the last one we can do for now. It's definitely going through there. And that worked. That just works. We're getting really good at this hacking thing, I can tell you that. It does get harder in Rogue. The hacking's more difficult now. So, Antikythera mechanism. Actually, this one seems really mysterious to most people, and online you'll hear that it's really mysterious, but I just actually watched a video by Flint Dibble that they figured out a lot to do with this. It's not that mysterious nowadays, nor that crazy. It's complex and really interesting, but yeah. Anyways, originally assumed to be an analog computing device built for the purposes of determining the future positions of astral bodies, which is basically what the consensus is in real life. Abstergo Industries scientists have recently discovered that the Antikythera mechanism is merely one small portion of a much larger tool, a so-called prognostication machine, thought to have been used by the first civilization to make probability-based predictions of future events. It has been confirmed, for instance, that our precursor race used such a device in conjunction with their inherent cognitive abilities to locate and contact Mr. Desmond Miles, the source of the Sample 17 strand, for purposes that shall remain classified. It is also known that, due to the nature of these quantum probability measurements, that such machines would have been exceedingly difficult to use, and that many hundreds of or thousands of trials would have been needed to peak such great distances into the future. Interesting. And then this is another one that I think, to be fair, I haven't heard anything recent about this that isn't. This one might not be as well determined what it actually was used for. It's the Baghdad battery, which is another really interesting artifact. A mystery that has puzzled scientists for decades. I hate it when people say that. Scientists aren't always puzzled. Sometimes they are, but not usually. The Baghdad battery's ultimate secret has finally been discovered. This year, researchers at Abstergo Industries determined that these batteries contained, at one time, a synthetic precursor element capable of producing power by harnessing energy generated by the passage of time, eerily similar to what theoretical physicists have called time crystals. This unknown crystalline material was able to generate tiny but unlimited levels of energy simply by siphoning energy from the passage of time itself. Though minute, the resulting power was likely enough to power a small LED, resulting in a humble but incredibly efficient means of producing light. To date, a functioning precursor time crystal has not been located, which is really interesting. This one, we'll learn more about this in this game, but yeah, this one should be obvious. Blood vials. Little is known about the function of these blood vials, though dozens have been found since Abstergo took an interest in their recovery at some point in the late 1980s. To date, only 3 have been found with their original contents intact, and of these, only 1 contained a confirmed sample of precursor DNA. Abstergo Industries executives have expressed a particular interest in locating more precursor DNA, and, if possible, samples of our so-called mitochondrial Eve. As far-fetched as this sounds, please take special care to identify any vials you might stumble upon in a memory replay. And yeah, if you haven't heard of mitochondrial Eve, it's the name given to sort of an extrapolated woman who basically almost, if not all, current human beings alive today do actually share her as an ancestor, which is really interesting. You can track it through the mitochondria. I don't know the fucking science of it, but it's really neat. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, those are a big thing in this game. Anyways, there's something else I was going to say, and I just can't remember now. Anyways, it's pretty neat, though. Pretty neat. Anyways, unfortunately, as the average half-life of DNA is a mere 500 years, any sample old enough to belong to either source, 80,000 years or more, will have degraded well beyond usefulness. We suspect it would require a minimum of over 250 similarly preserved samples and a hell of a lot of luck to sequence an entire precursor genome, though the true figure is probably closer to 500. It should be noted, oh yeah, this is what I was going to say, something along those lines. They're looking for more precursor DNA, and that seems like an obvious thing. And I don't know if they had the plan for that at the point in this game, but you could see the seeds of so many things that come later in the series, even if they sort of lose track of certain things that are seeded in these early games, all the way back to Assassin's Creed 2. It's wild. That is actually seeding something that I don't like in one of the later games before the RPG saga begins. So keep that in your mind if you're watching the series. That's actually really interesting. Anyways, next thing. The crystal skulls. These are neat, but most of them are fakes. There are some real ones, but a lot of them are fakes. So, and as you can see, they have a weird square-shaped thing in them, which is interesting. I don't think that's a real thing. That's just for the game. These ancient tools have been found on a few separate occasions at alleged precursor sites throughout the world. All are communication devices to some degree, although 3 distinct varieties have been discovered so far. The first crystal skulls worked much like the mobile telephony devices we use today. These allowed multi-node communication between all who possessed a working device. A second crystal skull was later discovered to have a record and playback function, a record and playback function, meaning a user could record and send audio-visual messages to multiple parties as frequently as he saw fit. A third set of crystal skulls, discovered only recently, seem to have acted as passive monitoring devices, much like televisions in a multi-camera surveillance system setup. As yet, the cameras on the opposite end of this setup have not been found. It is unclear why these communications devices were designed to resemble such a macabre piece of anatomy, but we have no reason to suspect that our precursor race, as intelligent as they were, didn't occasionally fall victim to gaudy fashion. Interesting. That will, I don't want to spoil anything, but this will play a part in something, so keep that in mind. These, we've seen these before, memory seals. Obviously, there's real objects they're basing these on. The ones in the game look a little different, but they're cool. I like them. These devices, powerful in function but limited in scope, were used by the precursors for civilization to record brief memory impressions, which could then be played back or re-experienced by another user at a later date. Judging by their scarcity, fewer than 40 have ever been found or accounted for. It appears that these seals were not wielded casually by the precursor race, but were intended for use only by the wealthiest and most powerful members of that society, which makes it crazy to me that we found 2 halves of one in Liberation, and we had 5 of them in Revelations. That's crazy. Anyways, to date, no seals containing recorded precursor memories have been found, and only a few have been known to contain any information whatsoever. The seals used by the assassin Altair ibn Ahad to pass memory information to Ezio Auditore da Firenze are suspected to be functional to this day, but as of this writing, their whereabouts are unknown. As a point of interest, it can be revealed that many of Abstergo's early breakthroughs in genetic memory technology came about through close study of these artifacts, although current Animus technology is not based on their architecture, which is interesting as well. And this one's a pretty neat one. We saw a couple pages from it earlier in our manuscripts from the Peter Beckford estate, the Voynich manuscript. This is actually super interesting in real life. I think it's really neat. A fascinating puzzle as yet unsolved. We are deeply interested in finding the person or persons responsible for the creation of this magnificent and mystifying tome. All researchers assigned to European subjects living in the 15th and 16th centuries should be advised to pay special heed to any mention of this rare and valuable artifact. Though recent carbon dating has given the manuscript a birth date of 1405 or thereabouts, Abstergo Industries has uncovered highly classified information that complicates this theory origin. One subject of great interest to us in this endeavor is the English philosopher Roger Bacon. I don't know if they'll ever cover that in this series again, but it's actually really neat. The problem is when you have a real-life artifact and then you say it did a thing in the games, but then in real life it's proved to actively not have been that way, or they totally missed something because we just didn't know and we discovered it later. That complicates these stories. If you play them in the future, they won't work as well. But I think they're really neat nonetheless. I think it's neat. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We're going to go into the Animus just to... if I can figure out where I'm going. Just to make sure the game saves. And then I think we're going to call it there. But I want to go back in and see if there's a cutscene first before we do anything.
I've an awful feeling about this. You'll be hurt out there. I couldn't handle that.
I'll be careful, I promise. And when I'm flush with coin and set up, I'll send for you. I will.
Caroline, come away! Don't exert yourself!
Oh, that's foreshadowing, and
I
he doesn't even
can't
know.
promise I'll come, Edward. If you leave on this fool's errand, I cannot promise anything.
Don't give up on me, Caroline. Not when I need your faith the most.
I wonder why they don't want her to exert herself. Man, that door is not super great. It's funny because she's richer than him. Alright, July of 1718 now. Back on Nassau. Why am I in this
some
outfit?
shape to your sentiments?
Just a short letter home. I reckon she's past caring anyway.
Oh, you're a hard heart that should be softer.
Or soft in parts that should be hard.
And how is it you're so keen for his hard parts, Mr. Rackham?
You'd like to know my secrets, would you?
Oh, aye. Give me a small hint, like. Or a large one if you're an upright gentleman.
Open your hand.
Oh.
Who's shooting?
Might be them ships sliding into port.
Jeez.
It's a gun. Okay. I'm gonna change out of this outfit because I don't know where this one is. Yeah. We'll check out the main mission next time. Actually, we have enough money. We might as well just buy it outfit. I know I want to get upgrades, but we're gonna get more money anyways. It's fine. We got the medicines. Looks like there's more trouble now. Alright, outfits. I want to get this one. This one's cool as hell.
I make you my duty, sir.
Yeah. We need to get that last sword set eventually, too. I think there's one or two left. But I'm not going to do that right now.
No, Ken.
Look at that. That's a great outfit. I like the black with the red. Looks good. But I think that's it. I think that's where we're going to call it for now. Next time we're going to go see what trouble's brewing on Nassau. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I started this one kind of late, so I didn't want to keep going too long because I got to work tomorrow. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode. We got a lot done. We got a lot explored. I always love the hacking stuff because you get you get funny stuff. You get some interesting lore stuff, and you just get some neat stuff that you just wouldn't get otherwise. I especially like that bit about how he met Caroline. I like that part. I was waiting for that to show up. So, anyways, until next time, this has been King Enderman 26 signing off. With no idea when I'm going to stream next. It won't be technically this night now, because it's Wednesday now. It won't be Wednesday night, I can tell you that. So, anyways, peace out. Have a wonderful time.